Okay, switching gears a little now. This Sunday, the Philippine Embassy in Moscow welcomed guests to celebrate its National Independence Day with the courage and unity of the Filipino people, the event's theme. It was 126 years ago that the nation broke from Spanish rule, a turning point in the history for the Southeast Asian country. In the nation's capital, Manila, celebrations were held on a grand scale. While here in Moscow, its embassy marked the occasion with traditional performances and culinary delight. That's where the country's ambassador highlighted the developing partnership between the Philippines and Russia in an interview.
Russians came to the Philippines not as conquerors, not as colonizers, but as friends. And we remember that as part of our history, but diplomatic relations between our two countries were not established until 1976. In other words, in 2 years from now, we're going to have the 50th anniversary. There have been challenges, there have been opportunities to increase the relationship, but I think people-to-people relationship, in terms of cultural cooperation, there are Russian Orthodox churches being set up in the Philippines, not just in the capital Manila, but also in the Visayas, in Samar, in Tubabao Island, also in Davao. So the Russian embassy in Manila and the Philippine embassy here in Moscow have been cooperating with the rest of the authorities to find avenues for cooperation in terms of culture, in terms of tourism, and as well as in other spheres of economic cooperation. Russia has so many assets, not to mention the Russian people, of course, which would be for the benefit of the Philippines, and for which cooperation is very important for the Philippines as well. There is an interest to mount flights. There are challenges right now, but we are addressing issues of airworthiness. We are addressing issues of double registration. We are addressing issues of payments on how these financial flows could take place between Filipino and Russian tourists. So there is an interest in the part of the local government and certainly in the national government to support that, because I think Russians want to come to the Philippines and Filipino tourists also want to experience the beauty, the hospitality of Russia. And therefore, if the people want to travel between our countries, then government, I think, should be able to find ways to be able to assist that. The only constant thing in life is change. Without change, there is no life. And definitely, the Philippines and Filipinos, I think, try their best, like Russians, to adjust to that. Be it, big changes through history or small changes in their lives. I think Filipinos, like Russians also, as long as there is life, we have to fight, and we have to fight for what we believe is right for our country and for our families. I think my country has had experience, some of it bad, some of it good, through our colonial history, which I think equips us to navigate through these different turbulences, not without difficulties, but with resilience. As long as we act together with other countries in finding common solutions to common problems. I think the definite issue that we have to look at is what is in our national interest. All countries have their own national interests. Russia certainly has, and the Philippines certainly has, and of course the Americans, the Chinese have. But what we do as diplomats and diplomacy is to navigate through these different national interests. I think the Philippines is able to be a partner for other countries to find paths towards peace in a way that will be for the benefit not only of our national interest, but of the common interest of humanity.